So have you ever wondered which anime character is the best guitarist? Let's find out. So if you're wondering who I am and why exactly you should care about my opinion on the best anime guitarist, I've been covering anime songs on the guitar since June 2017. I've covered well over 100 now, and I've been full-time doing so since late 2019. So I am a professional guitarist covering anime songs. Not everybody can say that, that's a weird title, but I thought it'd be cool and I thought I could get some good insight on who I think is the best anime guitarist, and I've shortlisted 5 characters. Just to get this point out there early on, no, I have not seen every single anime with a guitarist, so chances are if you're thinking of a particular guitarist from a really unknown show, I'm not going to include them on this list. I've seen only a few shows with anime guitarists, so I've selected this shortlist based on what I've seen and a little bit of Google research that I've done as well. So the way that I'm going to do this is I've got 5 points of grading criteria that I'm going to be examining from one clip from each character. The first grading criteria is their composition, so what they have actually wrote and how cool it is, how creative, how original it is. The second is their chops. I don't mean pork chops or lamb chops. Chops is just a guitar term for how fast you can play, the technique, alternate picking, sweep picking, sliding economy, that sort of thing. So if you can do those, you've got good chops. The third is phrasing. So phrasing is like if I take these notes, not much phrasing, but then if you go, that's got a bit of phrasing. It's got a bit more attitude. It's the deliverance on the notes. And another point is guitar tone as well, so how their actual guitar sounds. And the final bit of grading is a multitask bonus, I guess you could say. If the character's playing guitar and singing, for example, they get 2 extra points. So the 4 previous points, composition, phrasing, tone, and chops, is all out of 5. So without further ado, let's get into the first character. Character number 1 is Ueniyama from the anime called Given. Let's take a listen to this clip. Okay, so I think I've listened to enough there. As I mimed out whilst I was listening to that, it is actually in 5/4. So typically Western songs would be like 4/4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 as the rhythm point. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when it comes to composition, that'll get put into consideration when putting my grade out. Now I'll just do a quick little demonstration of what it's actually doing in that clip. You get the idea. So onto the grading part of this, I've got my little notepad and pen. I'll be keeping track of all the different scores of each character. Compositional point of view, I've got to give this a 5 out of 5 because he's doing some interesting things and it's in 5/4, which I doubt any of the other songs would be in a different time signature. So I'm going to give a 5 out of 5 on that. Chops, whilst he's not playing anything blisteringly fast, he has got good lead sections going on in there. So I'm not going to give a max score, but I'm going to give a 4 because it is pretty good still what he's doing. Phrasing, there's nothing crazy too going on. There's a few hammer-on bits on that last bit. There's some scratches in the intro bit. There's nothing crazy going on, like. So I'll probably give a 3 on the phrasing point of view. And then the guitar tone's pretty good, so I think it's a Fender Telecaster, I believe, actually. 70s Telecaster. Going into a Marshall amp, so it does sound pretty good even in the anime, so I'll give a 5 in terms of tone. And of course, he's not singing, he's just playing guitar, so there's no 2 extra bonus points. So his total score is 17 points. Up next, we have Yui from K-On! Performing a solo piece and humming a little melody over it. Let's listen to it. Okay, so I've listened to enough there as well. I can get the idea of what's going on. She's playing some not too simple chords, but it's not like just fifth power chords, you know what I mean? So it is some interesting voice. I can hear some sevenths, so major sevenths going on there. But unlike in MattyyyM's piece, there's no weird time signature going on. There's no key changes or anything like that going on. So it is on the simple side. There's nothing fast going on, so the chops aren't really there. Phrasing, I'm going to put phrasing with the chord voicing, so there is some of that going on, and then the guitar tone's pretty nice as well. Let's take a look at what she's actually playing. You get the idea anyway. There's some pretty cool voicings going on there, like... And then this one, I couldn't work out exactly what she was doing. I can hear this, which is a pretty interesting chord. So I give some props for that. Onto the actual grading though. For a compositional point of view, the melody's really catchy and there are some cool chords in there. The progression's, you know, nothing too out there or crazy, but because it's a nice combination of melody and guitar, I'm probably going to give a 4 out of 5. Chops, there's no chops going on, let's be real. There's no technical playing, there's nothing fancy, and that's not any fault of what she's playing, it's just the nature of the style of it. So chops, I'm going to give a 1 because there's nothing really there. Phrasing, I'm going to give props for the fact that she used some like major 7th chords and things like that. It's not just all 5th, it's not just all first position open chords. So that's pretty cool. So I'm not going to go crazy on that. I'm going to go with 3. And then the guitar tone is pretty nice. Yeah, I got to give max marks on the guitar tone. I think the guitar tone is pretty cool. So in total, including the 2 extra bonus points because she is humming a melody as well, whilst there's not actual lyrics there, she's technically doing multitasking though because she's actually humming the melody. So in total, Yui from K-On! Has 15 points. Our third anime character is Haruki from White Album 2. Let's listen to his guitar solo during a live performance. Okay, so the guitar solo is pretty cool all in all. I think it dragged on a little bit longer. It almost sounded like he didn't really know where to go with the guitar solo during that kind of last final third. He kind of just going like he didn't really know where to go with it. So that'll come up in the composition point of view. There are definitely some chops being displayed in that guitar solo as well. There are some faster pieces. The phrasing, again, there's nothing too crazy going on. There's vibrato, there's slides, there's bends, so you got all the basic package for phrasing. And the guitar tone is, it's mediocre, it's average, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know exactly. I don't really have time to learn the entire guitar solo, but it's something along those lines anyway. So overall, the guitar solo is pretty cool, but let's get into the grading and really see where he stands against MattyyyM's guitar solo. So from a compositional point of view, it is a good solo. It's quite long, but I do feel like he got lost and didn't really know where to go during the last half of the solo. So I'm going to mark him down on that. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5. Chops, I'd say you can't really go wrong. I think he's played the fastest out of the contestants so far. So I'm going to give him max marks on that. Phrasing was pretty solid. There's not too much going on, but it's like the basic amount that you'd want for a guitar solo, he did do. So I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5 on that. And I'd say that the guitar tone is pretty average. It's nothing too special or anything like that. So I'm going to give a 3 out of 5 on the guitar tone. So of course, he's only playing the guitar in this band, so he gets no bonus points. And that in total leaves him with 16 points. Up next, we have Ryosuke from Beck playing a guitar solo that looks like in a guitar store. Let's check it out. Very bluesy, ending on the Hendrix chord, of course. Guitar solo's pretty cool. It's just there's some standard blues position minor improv, really, isn't it, with a lot of gain on the Les Paul. So what he's playing is in the A minor position. Something along those lines anyway. I get the general idea of what he's doing. So all in all, there's a definite showcase of chops there. So starting there, I guess you've got to give him a 5, isn't you? He's not really doing anything slower or mellow. Phrasing, when you're playing fast, there's not really all that much room to do cool phrasing. So I'll probably go with a 3 on the phrasing as well. I think Haruki's actually leads on the phrasing. Everyone's got a 3 apart from Haruki, who got a 4. The guitar tone is standard guitar solo tone, isn't it? High gain, high amount of treble just to really cut through. So I'll give him a 4 on guitar tone. Composition, he's kind of playing in the one key, doing a Hendrix chord, so there's nothing really original going on there. So I'm probably gonna go. I'll go with a 4. I'll go with a 4 because it is a pretty cool sounding guitar, so there's just not all that much of it going on. And of course, he gets no bonus point because he's just playing the guitar. So tallying up Ryosuke's total, he has got 16, which leaves him on par with Haruki. And last but not least, we have the one that pulls on those heartstrings. We have Iwasawa from Angel Beats performing My Song on the acoustic and lead vocal. Let's take a listen to it. Bonus point there. Okay, so there's hardly anything crazy going on. There's no showcase of chops or phrasing. I mean, tone is pretty questionable because it's acoustic, but who doesn't love a good acoustic sound? So the chords that she's hovering around the most are A minor and E minor. Something like that anyway. Basically, it's first position open chords that she's predominantly using. So moving on to the rating of that piece that she just performed. Of course, she starts off with the 2 extra bonus points because she is performing vocalist skills as well as the guitar. So starting off with composition, I'm in a torn position here because the song's iconic. You know, it's very, very popular. Everyone loves it. So it is a who's the best guitarist. So I'm kind of inclined to put the fact that she's using very, very basic chords into the equation when I'm doing this. It is also a popular song, but I don't really want to go off how the internet perceives this song because of how the anime makes you feel during this time. I am going to go off originality, creativity. I'm not looking at lyrics, I'm looking at vocal melody a bit, and even then it's very slow, so I feel inclined to give a 3. Because it's not original. Like, obviously we had Yui performing similar solo piece with the guitar, but the voicings that she was using in the chords were like 7ths and they were more interesting going up and down the neck. So I am going to mark down and give Iwasawa a 3 in composition, even though the song is very, very good. It's just I'm looking predominantly from a guitarist standpoint. Chops, there's no display of that, so I'm going to give a 1 there. The phrasing, I mean, she's only really going around the A minor chord, moving from like the open B to the C to the D on the B string. So that's the only real hint that I can hear of like alternating the chords a little bit. So I'm going to go with a 2 on the phrasing. But we all love acoustic guitars and she's strumming it nicely, so the tone I'm going to go with a 5. So tallying up all of Iwasawa's points from my song, she gets a total of 13 points. So the final leaderboard stands Iwasawa from Angel Beats in 4th place with 13 points. We have Yui from K-On! In 3rd place with 15 points. We have Ryosuke from Beck, and we have Haruki from White Album 2 in joint 2nd with 16 points. And to top it off, we have the best anime guitarist in history, Uenayama-kun from Given, with a total of 17 points, topping the charts. Now, of course, I'm super interested to hear what you guys think. Was I too strict? Was I too lenient with certain characters, certain songs, certain ratings in the criteria? Get involved down below. Feel free to leave your scores for each character, each little piece of criteria down below. I'm interested to see what you guys think the leaderboard should be. A big thank you to you guys over on Patreon for the continued love and support. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing down below and clicking the notifications bell. I cover anime songs and I'm making some guitar related videos and anime music related videos in the future. If you are hyped for that, be sure to subscribe, click the like button, click the share button if you want to share this with a friend, and I'll see you next week for my next video. See you then.